There's a Dunya. You're welcome. I have a lot of shadow behind me because I'm using studio light. I don't know how to make it better. Whew. All right, let me see if I can add the light that is here originally. It makes a lot of noise. Doesn't make it better. Still has shadows on YouTube. Hello, Adesedunya. Let me know how it is on YouTube. Is it well lit? Is it lighted enough? The lights are on my eyes. Is it better? And I'm also very, very disturbed by this buzzing sound. Yeah, it's not. It's because of the studio lights that I'm using. Okay, so tell me which one is better between this. This is not better. So this is the way it has been on YouTube since the first one is better, right? Okay. Jaja Nne O Dalo, you're welcome. The first one is better. Okay. I'm Jaja Unenwe nsogbu much on TikTok. My problem is with YouTube. Mary, how are you? All right, let's go back with our light. Yeah. But my problem is I'm dealing with more shadows than I have ever dealt with. All right. Profit with purpose. Kedu. Ndewo Jaja. Ama m na ezinụlọ dị mma. Aha. Okay. Chris. Ana m ahụ gị. Usekwu Foods. Daalụ. Mmadụ niile ana m anabata unu. Ana m anabata unu. Mmadụ niile ana m anabata unu. There's a doing. For your sake, I'm writing this down, and I want you to take note. Mmadụ niile ana m anabata unu. So this means everyone I welcome you. Right. Anam anabata unu. I welcome you. Queen Taye. Ndewo. Wada Sale. Anam anabata unu. Yeah, YouTube light is better, but I'm concerned by the shadow. Anyway, we will do that. We'll go with that. Ndewo Wada Sale. All right, Adezedunya, did you take note of what I wrote on the board? Mmadụ niile anam anabata unu. And it means everyone. Okay, so I want you to say that next time in our meeting, okay? Memorize that. So just know that mmadụ niile is everyone or everybody, all. Okay, you all. So whichever translation you want to go with. And then anabata unu. I welcome you all. Right. Okay. Ka anyị mee ka ndị mmadụ mara na anyị na-ebe a. I did not on mirror. Let's share and let's invite our contacts. Let them know we're here. Please share. All right. Ka anyị mee ka ndị mmadụ mara na anyị n'ebe a. Nno is dialectal. Onwe onye sị nno. Okay, I didn't see that. No is dialectal or where a dialect. Right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Adeze Dunya. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No is dialectal. Kingsley, I do see you. Kedo. All right. I'm inviting people. Okay. Ndewono. Jajo obi dị m ụtọ na ị bịara ngwa ngwata off. My beat is moving around. All right. Ndewono. Vanessa. Helen. Dalono. Ndewono. Ndewono. Mmadụ niile. Ama m na ana m anọchi ụzọ ụfọdụ mgbe aga m na-ele anya mara mgbe m nọchiri, mana just like now ihe kpatara ya bụ na ndị mmadụ nọ na YouTube nọrọkwa na TikTok. Ụfọdụ mgbe ya sie ike ka m mara ebe m ga-anọdụ ka m hapụ ịnọchi ụzọ, ka m nwee ike ịnọkwa ebe unu ga na-ahụ m anya. I plead your indulgence to be patient whenever I am standing in your way. Ifeanyi ekemezie, ndewo. Ndewo, Ifeanyi, daalụ. Ọ dị ka taa ka ị na-esonye anyị nke mbụ. Ana m anabata gị. All right. Aha. Okay. Ihe a bụ ụbọchị ọzọkwa anyị na-abịa ebe a ịmụ Igbo. This is another beautiful day, another wonderful day we've come here to learn. Just like we do, we make it very interactive. And I also invite you to be very active and interactive today. For those of you joining us for the first time, Liliana Kedo, how are you? Iburu nwa afọ Igbo. Ọ ga-amasị m ka ị dee aha Igbo gị. If you are Igbo, you're joining us for the first time, please let me know your Igbo name. And for those of us that have been here, you know the rules. Dr. Sasha Kedo. Dr. Sasha, ọ dị mma idere idete ya. Jaja, ị ga-edeziri ya ọ dị mma ahụ o dere. Ọ dị mma. Ebe a ka anyị na-amụ Igbo, ka esi asụ na ka esi ede. Here we learn how to speak and how to write. Dr. Sasha, are you Igbo? Or are you a lover of Igbo language? Are you affiliated by marriage or any other? Ifeanyi, ndewo. Ifeanyi, I believe you are Igbo. Odemma. Okay. Dr. Sasha, mmadụ abụọ ederela gị Odemma. Two people have corrected you. Useku Foods and Nwada Sale. Jamaican. Oh, dating an Igbo person. All right. Okay. You're welcome. You see, we have many people like you in this class. Okay. So another way you can write Odemma is Ademma, right? Jaja has also corrected you. So you can either say Ademma or Odemma. Both of them are correct and they mean the same thing. All right. Ndewono. This is Igbo Literacy Project class. We meet here every Monday. This is brought to you by Omenka app. And if you are here for the first time, please go ahead and download Omenka app on your phone. It is on Play Store and Apple Store. Dr. Sasha, you can download the Omenka app. It is going to help you. In addition to being in this class today, it will help you in learning more. This is a class for people like you and hundreds of thousands, in fact, millions of Igbo sons and daughters who are growing up overseas, who are also growing up outside of Igbo land, even though they are in Nigeria. Nnukwu nwanyị daalụ. Nnukwu nwanyị, ahụla m gị, ndewo. O ndewo. Elias Daniel, kedu, daalụ. So we are here every Monday 1 p.m. Eastern time. We come here on Sundays, but not all the Sundays. So for some of you that may have looked for us yesterday who are not here, the reason is because we had an event. So that is why our Sundays, we skip some days. We had an event. This coming Sunday, being Easter Sunday, we will not be here as well because we will be celebrating with our community and we'll be having some events as well. But anyị ga-anọ ya na Easter Monday. We're going to be here next Monday. So every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we're here, which is 7 p.m. Nigerian time right now. I greet you all on YouTube. Dalono. There were those that are making it active on YouTube. Obinna Kedo, thanks for the rose. Obinna Ndewo, Kile Umunnage. Right, this class is primarily designed to help Igbo people, Igbo young men and women growing up overseas. Dorcas, how are you? Also, every other person that is directly and indirectly affiliated to the Igbo community, who has respect for the language, who has love for the language and wants to learn. So we are approaching the language from the ability to speak, as well as, more importantly, to write and to recognize what is written. So the reason is because there are so many Igbo speakers who do not know how to write the language. And there are so many Igbo born who also just understand a little bit, cannot speak. Now, in addition to what you're learning here, we encourage you to download the Omenka app on your phone. It will help you so much. Anyị nwekwara class maka ndị ntakịrị, ndị ọta akara, maọbụ ndị elementary. We have a class for the very little young people. That happens every Sunday, the Sundays that we have class, 5:30 p.m. It is not on the Zoom. It is not online. Okay, it's only on Zoom. All right. So it is my pleasure to welcome you all. Nke a ga-abụ Monday ikpeazụ n'ọnwa March. Anyị ga-ebido site n'ide ụbọchị taa ihe ọ bụ nke ndị bekee na-akpọ date. We will start by writing today's date, the way we write it. So today's date is the 30th. All right. Tabo abale iri atọ n'ọnwa atọ n'afọ puku abụọ iri abụọ na isii. Good. Abalị iri atọ, Duchess, kedu? I welcome you. Ana m anabata unu niile. Abalị iri atọ, mmadụ niile, can you say it? Abalị iri atọ n'ọnwa atọ. Ị nwekwara ike isi n'ọnwa nke atọ n'afọ puku abụọ iri abụọ na isii. In the year 2026. Abalị iri atọ n'ọnwa atọ n'afọ puku abụọ iri abụọ na isii. I want you to see how it is written, each word on their own. And as you see, you will, Chinolingo, Kedo, how are you? Ndewo. I want you to observe how it is written. Each word, okay? So, first of all, this word, Nonwa, has a portion of the N, na, that we learned last week. Ị ga-ahụ na n'ọnwa abụghị naanị otu mkpụrụ okwu. It is not just one word. I want you to observe that. Also, n'afọ abụghị naanị otu mkpụrụ okwu. It is not just one word, but it's written together. Okay? N'afọ, n'ọnwa. Now, I also want you to observe how these two are written apart as two words, as opposed to n'ọnwa, n'afọ. Okay? They are written apart, even though the word here is the same thing with the word here. It's the same thing with the word here. Ehorea? Mkpụrụ okwu nọ ebe a na bụ ya bụ mkpụrụ okwu nọ ebe a na bụ ya bụ mkpụrụ okwu nọ ebe a na. But in each of them they're written in two different ways. These two written together with an apostrophe minus the a, while these two, this one is written completely. Yes, Jaja. So this is an example of preposition. Thank you for pointing that out. So, ihe m chọrọ ka anyị na-eme bụ ka m na-ede ahịrịokwu, ka anyị na-eleba anya ka mkpụrụ okwu nọ n'ime ya ka esi dee ya. While I write the words, the sentences rather, I encourage you to observe how each word of the sentence is written. And ọ bụrụ na ị maghị ịghọta, aga m achọ ka ị jụọ ajụjụ. Immigrant visa guy, ndewo, you are welcome. Ọ dị ka nke a bụ mbụ ị na-abịa na klaasị a. Ndị m na-akụziri ihe bụ ụmụafọ Igbo ndị na-eto na mba. Ha bụ ndị kacha abịa na klaasị m izu niile. Ndewo maka mmasị nwere ka m sụọ ihe niile n'Igbo. Mana m sụọ ihe niile n'Igbo, ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ agaghị aghọta ihe m na-ekwu. Ndị kwesịrị n'ebe a, ndị na-amụta ihe, ndị na-abịakwa n'ebe a kwa ụbọchị anyị na-amụ ihe. n'ihi gịnị ọtụtụ ụmụafọ Igbo ka anyị nwere, ndị amụrụ na mba, ndị amụrụ n'ofesi, ndị na-eto n'ofesi, ndị na-eto na mba. Ha nwa ka anyị ji hiwe ihe ọmụmụ a. Obi dị m ụtọ na ndị mmadụ dịka gị, ndị maara Igbo asụ marakwa ede, na-abata ebe a ịkwado anyị, inyekwa anyị mgbamume. But primarily, up to 85% of my class is made up of young Igbo sons and daughters growing up overseas and outside of Igbo land. You know, another portion of my class is made up of those affiliated to the Igbo community by either marriage or any other relationship, who are very, very eager to learn Igbo language. So because of them, I am speaking English in my class. I would love to speak only Igbo. Beatrice Nwanyoma ndewo. Kedo. Ana m echezi Chizi. Kedo onye ma ebe Chizi no. Chizi. All right. Ndewo. Okay. So that's one thing I want you to do. Right. I think I dechara ihe ụbọchị taa bụ, just like we just wrote the date today. Ihe ọzọ m ga-achọ ka anyị mee, ka anyị ga-esi ebido ihe ọmụmụ nke taa bụ ajụọ aza, nke nwere ike ịkpọ Q&A maọbụ quiz. Na ajụọ aza aga m ajụ mkpụrụ ajụjụ ole, mara ndị ga-asata ya, mana agaghị m achọ mmadụ abụọ nọ na klaasị a ka ha zaa ya. Agaghị m achọ ka Usekwu Foods zaa ajụjụ m. Chizi gara campaign. Biko unu ga-akpọta ya sị ya na ihe ọmụmụ klaasị ebidogo. Agaghị m achọ ka Nwada Sally zaa ajụjụ m. Mmadụ ndị ọzọ niile ga-aza nwunye. All right. I have a few questions for you. I want to test your knowledge of certain Igbo words that are related to literature and culture. Okay? And so, ready, everybody? Aha. What do we call, yeah, Nwada Sally Gazaya. What do we call figure of speech in Igbo? Or figurative speech? Gịnị ka a na-akpọ figurative speech? Usekwu agaghị aza ya. Usekwu Foods will not answer. Nwada Sally. Anyị si na ọ bụ akpala okwu. Usekwu Foods sasị m na ị gaghị aza ya. Ị gaghị aza ya. All right. Usekwu Foods zatara ya akpala okwu. Akpala okwu. I think it's better written together. Akpala okwu. All right. Figure of speech or figurative speech. Okay. Achọghịzi m onye ga-agbara m expo na klaasị m ọzọ. Ịza ya, achụpụ m gị na klaasị. Ụgwọ ọnwa ekwuru efuo nke efu. All right. Gịnị ka a na-akpọ drama n'Igbo? Adaeze Dunya, I hope you are taking notes. I don't know if I cleaned that one quickly. Gịnị ka a na-akpọ drama n'Igbo? Is that how they write drama in English? I don't care. Ọ dịkwa ka anyị a ga-enye m nsogbu na klaasị a. Ka m na-ede ede ọ saala ya. Gịnị nsogbu ga anyị? Oh my God. Okay. Anyị degodi ya, I would ignore it. I will not say that he got it right or wrong until I get answers from others. Biko kọrọ no anyị aka nwanne anyị nwoke anyị. ọ zatara ya ejije. Ejije. Drama, ejije, it comes from the word ije. Ije mmadụ, to mimic. Ejije. To mimic. All right. Okay. Next one. I hope you've written it. Drama is ejije. Ejije. All right. Anyị ha kọrọla gị aka. Ndewo. Ọ bụrụ na ejije, drama bụ ejije, kedu ihe a na-akpọkwanụ ebe a na-eme drama? Gịnị ka a na-akpọ ebe a na-emepụta drama? What do we call stage? The stage upon which drama is performed. What do we call it? What do we call it? Ndị YouTube ha nọkwa na klaasị a. Is a figure of speech or plot device. I don't know what that means. Figure of speech. Figure of speech. Amigos own. In Asayaki, can I help anyị na nke ọ zara aza? Jaja, ka ịkwana ihe na-atọ gị. What do we call stage? Jaja, ị zachara nke gị chiwa ọchị. What do we call stage? All right. Anyị zatara ya. Nkwago. Right. I want you to know that this exercise is something I did yesterday without planning, because I told you we had an event, right? And I was meeting with my community, and both the adults and the children were there. And many of the adults that were there could not get answers to these questions. But I meant to test the younger ones. Obonkiri. Okay, if it is accepted in the standard Igbo today, fine. But I think the one that is most popular in literature is Nkwago, which is a stage, not the environment where drama is performed. Okay. All right. So ihe m na-akọwa wee bụrụ na ọtụtụ ndị nne na nna nọ na ebe a na-ajụ ajụjụ a, they didn't get them correctly. In fact, ha amaghị ya. And one of the parents said, "Na no dịkwa ka ha ga-abịa register na class ya." Now, what am I trying to, bring out in this? We have taken our language for granted so much that we do not know a whole lot of concepts, a lot of words in Igbo. We easily sweep them away, replace them with the English. Like blinking doing that. So it is concerning for people like us, the extent to which we are so illiterate in our own language, the extent to which we are ignorant of the language. And that is why we are doing this class. Ọ dị ezigbote mkpa na nwa afọ Igbo, anyị daalụ o ndewo. Ọ dị ezigbote mkpa na nwa afọ Igbo a mụrụ ebe ọbụla a mụrụ gị. Thank you, Werinity. Werinity, if that's the correct pronunciation of your name. Are you Igbo? I think I'm seeing you for the first time. I know all my students. So if you are new, I know the new ones that are coming, and I welcome you even though I could not say your name. All right. Beautiful. You're welcome. Diniko. You are welcome. I didn't get the syllabus. What time does the class start? The syllabus suggests that we start every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, please do that. Then if you're here for the first time, go to your Play Store while you are still in this class or Apple Store and download Omenka app. Okay, Sarah Kedu Ndewo, it's good to have you again in the class. All right. Chizi anọ m n'ịgara campaign. Ịlọtago? Chizi, always come early, okay? Brittany Bell. App is the app. Are you saying how you spell it in Igbo? Brittany. But the spelling there on your Play Store is the app in English, okay? Chizi, ndewo o. Anyị nọ na-ekwu maka gị tupu gị bata. Daalụ. All right. Oh, Omenka app. Sorry there. Omenka, Omenka. Omenka app. All right. Okay. Aka nwekwuru ajụjụ ọzọ. A few other questions for us. I know this is a little bit more technical. Nke a ga ndị matụ Igbo more, those that may answer this may be able to get this. Ụfọdụ mgbe, ọtụtụ mgbe ndị Igbo na-eji ilu ekwu okwu. The Igbo people speak in proverbs, right? In the midst of the proverbs, there are proverbs that go along with stories, short stories, brief stories. Okay? What do you call that in English? The Igbo proverbs that go along with brief stories. What do you call that in English? Gịnị ka a na-akpọ ya na Bekee? It's all right, Chizi. Beatrice, ịgakwa exam ị ga-ada 10 times. I said, what do you call that in English? Ị na-edere m Igbo. Ihe a bụrụ jamb now. Ịdakwala. What do you call that in English? Anyị. That's what I say. That's my question. What do you call that in English? So I took you unawares now. Not stories. Olomachi. Is that Olomachi? Kedu? This is your first time. Yes, ask some English, Anyi. Olomachi, how are you? It is not parable, Brittany. It is not parable. I don't even know the difference between parable and proverb. It is not fables, kin. Is it kin or kene? What is your Igbo name? Oliako. Oliako, Kedu? This is your first time. Olomachi, I can't type Igbo, but I speak it. Ndewo nnem. You can type Igbo. I know you may not have the diacritics on your phone. Kenechukwu, I thought as much. Dalo, ndewo no o. So Olomachi, even if you cannot type, that's why we're here. Tell and fable, no jaja. That's not it. Chizi, I said, ụfọdụ mgbe ndị Igbo na-eji akụkọ atụ ilu. Ilu bụ ihe a na-atụ n'Igbo ọtụtụ mgbe. Mana ụfọdụ mgbe, ọtụtụ ilu maọbụ ụfọdụ ilu na-eji akụkọ abịa. You tell story to make a proverb. What do we call that in English? All right. You see, outside of Ndimsi Hazala Ajujua, I see that we do not, nobody has gotten it. Anyway, that's what they call anecdote. And that is what we call what in Igbo? Not idiom, cheesy. Idiom bụ akpaala okwu. That was the first question we asked. Figurative speech or idiom. Okay. So what do we call this in Igbo? Anecdotes. Alomachi, gịnị bụ feel ogu? Right? Gịnị bụ anecdote n'Igbo? Anyị, okay, I got you now. So I got you very well, Anyị. Enwetere m gị. Ụka bụ ilu cheesy. Anyị nweteburu ya. Mana ugbu a m jụsiri ya n'Igbo. Ọ daa ya. Ụka bụ ilu. Nna m ogu. Kedu nke bụ ogu? K.Oncho. Nne, gịnị bụ aha Igbo gị biko? Dere m ya tupu m atabi ire. Not ilulu. Ụka bụ ilu. Ụka. Ụka bụ ilu. All right. Oh, okay. Gregory, go to the word search. Yes, I nwetara ya the first time. Gregory, go to the word search on the app. That's the basic learning portion of the app. You are going to learn Igbo words and how to pronounce them. Oh, sorry, Judge Re. Judge Re. I don't know why I saw Gregory. Okay, Nchikota. All right. So the word search on the app helps you to learn Igbo words, the pronunciation and all of them. All right, okay. Ụka bụ ilu. Otu ọmụmaatụ ụka bụ ilu a nwere n'Igbo dịka m kọrọ ndị okenye anyị ụbọchị ụnyaahụ bụ a sị na o nwere nnụnụ a na-akpọ ọtụrụkpọkpọ. That is the bird called woodpecker, I believe. Ọtụrụkpọkpọ sị na ụbọchị ọgọ ya nwaanyị ga-anwụ. Thank you, Kene. Na ya ga-eji ọnụ atụda osisi. Ụbọchị ọgọ ya nwaanyị nwụrụ, otuto eto ya n'ọnụ. Okay. Yes, Okabilu is not parable, Beatrice. Okabilu bụ anecdote. All right. So akụkọ m kọrọ anyị ugbu a bụ na nnụnụ ahụ a na-akpọ ọtụrụkpọkpọ, the woodpecker, has a very long beak. Ọ sị na ụbọchị ọgọ ya nwaanyị ga-anwụ, na ya ga-eji ọnụ atụda osisi. And not just any osisi, but ọjị. Na ya ga-eji ọnụ atụda ọjị. Chizi bụ nwa afọ. Mana ụbọchị ọgọ ya nwaanyị nwụziri, otuto eto ya n'ọnụ. All right, if I would kind of carry it a little bit to the English, the woodpecker says the day that his mother-in-law would die, that he is going to peck down the orji tree, which is the iroko tree. But on the day that his mother-in-law died, he got a boil, or he got boils on his beak. And that means that he could not in any way try what he said he was going to do. And this has a lot of meaning in Igbo. That means is you have to watch before you say. You don't say more than you can do. You do not know tomorrow. And sometimes people that brag, that is a kind of okabilu we say to them. Okay? Right. So Igbo speaks in proverbs. Okay? Beatrice, I said here that I don't even know the difference between parable and proverb, but I know that a better term for ilu Igbo bogene proverb. Okay, so I think parable and proverb are have similar meanings, but I have not really thought of searching the differences. But I know that proverbs translates into ilu, that's the Igbo people use. The word parable is used more in the Bible. Parable, proverb, or proverbs, ilu. Okay, I do not know. So Wanda Sally said a parable is among stories. I don't know what that means. All right. Okay. Ndewonu maka inyere anyị aka ịza ụfọdụ ajụjụ ndị ahụ. Taa ihe anyị na-eleba anya bụ anyị ga-agba mbọ hụ nwoke ya anyị na-ekwu okwu ya kamgbe ụbọchị, onye anyị na-amụ maka ya. Aha. Kamgbe ụbọchị anyị na-amụ maka obi. Thank you, Cassie and Health. All this while we've been learning about Obi, and some of you will be wondering, who is this Obi? So here is our Obi. See him. I hope you all know what Obi has been doing in this class. Obi mara mma nwoke. So now that we are able to see that Obi mara mma nwoke. Right. So this is Obi. Nke a bụ nna Obi, Obi's father, right? And why are we bringing the human face to Obi today? Is for us to first of all understand that yes, Obi anyị na-ekwu okwu ya bụ mmadụ. Okay? Mana beyond that, what is more important to us in this class today? Well, we want to hear from Obi. Kamgbe izuụka ole na ole, anyị na-ekwu ihe gbasara Obi dịka ndị asịrị. Unu ma ihe bụ ndị asịrị? The gossips. We've been gossiping about Obi. This is Obi dị egwu, nsogbu adị. So long as there's Obi in it. So we come to this class, we talk about Obi, right? We talk about what he did or what he's doing or even what he did not do. Okay? Right. But we have not heard from Obi. And we also have not heard from the people around Obi. Okay? So today, we are going to be looking at the Igbo sentence from what Obi said. Not just us looking at what Obi did or criticizing or analyzing what Obi did. Yanwa mere IG webata Obi eba, webatakwa nna ya. Right. I welcome everybody. Shani, Bunny, Honey. Such a long name. You're welcome. I appreciate all those that are tapping on the screen on YouTube and TikTok. Those that have been participating in talking and chatting and writing questions. That is the way it should be. And thank you for doing that. Please just be mindful that we are conscious of promoting this class and making sure that more people know when we are here, especially on TikTok and also on YouTube. So if you are here, please do one thing for us. If you are not able to appreciate what we're doing by giving any gift, share the live and tap on the screen for us. If you know you are learning, if you know this is a place that you should be. I am not a farmer, I am a farmer. Cheesy. What does that mean? Please, thank you so much for the gift. Thank you, Z Love. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate you. Appreciate you. So if you know that a class is useful, promote the algorithm of this class. There are hundreds of thousands of Igbo young men and women who are longing to have a content like this. Thank you so much. Thank you. We are here, Chinyere. We're here 1 p.m. every Monday, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. 1 p.m. is Eastern time. Okay, 1 p.m. every Monday, Eastern time. Some Sundays we're here, but we're not going to be here next week. Thank you. Thank you. Marcel, Kedu, Ndewo. Right. Ndị niile bụ nwa afọ Igbo na-abata. If you are Igbo person, please make a mara Igbo gị. Right. I appreciate you. Well, so there are so many. Okay, so if you are Pacific time, yes, it is 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Pacific time. Right. Every Monday, including next week Monday being Easter. I would like us to have a fuller class next week because people are going to be relaxed in their homes. You know, it will be a very good time for us to be here. Right. Okay. Na dịka anyị na-akọrọ unu, ndị na-ewetara unu klaasị a bụ ndị otu Omenka app, and this is under the project we call Igbo Literacy Project that we are using to reach out Igbo young people outside of Igbo land who are struggling to connect back with their cultural identity through the language. And like I said, so many of you are here and we are seriously benefiting from your interaction. I speak English because of the people I'm talking about right now. Believe in yourself. I believe this is your first time of being here. And the greater percentage of people listening to me every week are young Igbo people who understand a little of English, and those who don't even understand that are affiliated with Igbo. And so they are the people that make up my class, and they are the reason I'm here. If you are here, you speak Igbo fluently. Like them, I mix the two languages, but we are teaching Igbo. I'm one of those that will see people that use English to talk about Igbo. I will frown at it when I did not know the audience. My audience is Igbo people, young Igbo men and women who are growing up overseas and outside of Igbo land with little or no knowledge of Igbo language in their brain. And it's not their fault. It is the fault of their parents. All right. This class is for those who want to learn Igbo by speaking and by writing. That's what the class is. All right. If you had come earlier, Igahona mere quiz. We did question and answer. Ajo Azan Igbo. There are concepts that we looked at. Some people who speak Igbo don't even understand those concepts. They will believe in yourself. I would like to know. All right. Unu mana Obi bụ nwoke anyị ji na-ekwu okwu kamgbe anyị nọ na ihe ọmụmụ a, right? And as a people who have been gossiping about Obi, I'm going to remove Obi and the father in the picture. All right, Onyekachi, Ndewo, you're welcome. anyị na-ebe a kamgbe ụbọchị na-ekwu ihe Obi mere. Obi gara ahịa, Obi gara ahịa, Obi jere ahịa, Obi jere ahịa, Obi jere ahịa. I wee kwuokwa na Obi goes to the market all the time, right? Sorry. Obi went to the market. But today, Obi, we're going to be looking at a sentence where the sentence is coming from the mouth of Obi. What is the structure of that sentence? Unu chetara na ihe anyị na-amụ bụ aspects of Igbo sentence. Ka ahịrịokwu Igbo si adị. How do we present an average, a typical, simple sentence in Igbo, where it is coming from the ayahugoya n'ọnụ ndị asịrị dị ka anyị, okay, from the mouth of the gossip, people who are speaking about a person who is not there, which the English will call third person. Okay, anyị niile na klaasị a bụ third person. Anyị na-akọwa ihe anyị hụrụ maọbụ ihe anyị chere dịka Obi na-eme, right? And while all these things were happening, yeah, we never heard from Obi, but today we're going to be hearing a direct speech from Obi. Ihe Obi kwuru. How does that sentence, how would it come out of Obi's mouth about what he does, or what we think he does, or what we think we know him doing? Ya nwa ka anyị na-achọ ileba anya taa. Kedu ka anyị nwere ike isi kwuo ya site n'ọnụ Obi? Kedu ka ọ ga-adị? Kedu etu ahịrị ahụ ga-adị? How do we see that sentence? Okay, and we're going to see it in very different ways. So I had to go used to Aya Hokarela Obi Garahia. So today that we have Obi here, Obi now is coming to tell us Obi okay, let me not start with this. Nke mbụ nderebe ahụ si, ana m aga ahịa. Mmadụ niile ka anyị kwuo ya. Ana m aga ahịa. Everybody, I want to hear you say it. Ana m aga ahịa. Ọzọkwa, ana m aga ahịa. Good. Nke na-esota ya bụ m na-aga ahịa. Everybody, can we say it? M na-aga ahịa. Ọzọkwa, m na-aga ahịa. Beautiful. Okay, now that we have known it and then we see the English translation, right? Let us look at this structure. This is from Obi's mouth. And what are we presenting here? First of all, this is present, right? In terms of tense. Okay? Nke bụ ihe na-eme ugbu a. Thank you. Lily, Kedo, how are you? You are welcome to the class. Thanks for joining this wonderful learning community. And all of you that are joining while I'm talking. Lily, Dalo, thanks for the gift. I'm going shopping. Cheesy. Thank you, Lily. Thanks for the big heart. Odozi Akuchi Wende o ana m ahụ gị. Daalụ. Cheesy, shopping bụ asụsụ ndị bekee. Anyway, Obi can also be going shopping, right? ShopRite, Walmart, and all of them. All right. Okay. Now, dịka Obi na-agwa anyị, ihe ọ na-agwa anyị bụ ihe ọ na-eme ugbu a. Okay? Good. Yeah, ndị Gen Z. So, gịnị ka Obi na-eme ugbu a? Obi na-aga ahịa. Dịka anyị na-ahụ ya, unu hụrụ ya mgbe ahụ m sere Obi. He was on emotion, right? Obi na-aga ahịa. Good. And Obi is the one telling us. And I want you to see how Obi is able to say that. Yes, Lily, when somebody says Obim is a love enacted, love packed language. It means my heart. That's what it means. Okay, it's a language reserved for lovers. Obim, you don't use it for a person that you do not have share a portion of love with. Okay. Oh, I don't know about that, cheesy. Why would that be? And I'm also seeing some kind of, hold on. The TikTok, hold on, please. It looks like you're right. I'm seeing something. Oh, I see. Where is it coming from? Everything you are writing has some kind of auto translation on it. I don't know why. I've not noticed that. Anyway, let me know if it continues. I'm seeing that when I hover my cursor, this is my first time of seeing this. Remove what? I don't know what that means. Okay. All right. Kene, I think the person has to turn. Okay, hold on. Okay, Cheesy, I think they say you need to turn it off on your end. All right, okay. I think I've answered the last question. All right, now, ihe m chọrọ ka ile anya bụ, kedu ka m si dee okwu a Obi kwuru? How did I write it? Okay, and this is the essence of this class. How we say what we say and how we write it or how we recognize when it is written is so important to us because that's one of the areas that Igbo people are not getting it right. I don't know what's going on with my baby. Okay. All right. Okay. Anam aga ahịa, and I want you to watch how it translates to mnaga ahịa. Can someone tell me the differences they observe between the first and the second? 1, 2. I want to see the observations you have of the first way Obi said what he said and the second way. What are the things that make the two sentences look different, even though they mean the same? The first word, what happened to the first word, Brittany? Gini mere, the first word. The first word, ana versus m. The m is in a different position, okay? Lily. What other things you're observing? Looks like I'm blocking the YouTube people. The YouTube, what happened? What other things are happening to the word? The auxiliary word, abebe. What is auxiliary word? What is auxiliary word? Can you? Kene, and then they added a hyphen. They added a hyphen. Lily said Anna has a different context or No, it doesn't. You all are observing well. Aga, nani, ngwa. Wada Sally, I don't know what you say. Meaning, okay. They don't have different meanings. It's the same meaning. Translated in English as I am going to the market, right? Na-aga nwere enyemaka ngwa. Yeah. Na-aga nwere enyemaka ngwa. It helps show the function of another verb. A baby. Not certain what that suggests. Okay. Uno ekwutechala ha niile. You all have said it all. Okay. Is it like I am and am? It's not necessarily like I am and am. It's just the same. If you are using am, is am. If you're using I am, is I am. Okay. All right. Let's hone in on that. Let's touchlight the sentences. Okay. Anam, achom kehu. If you did not learn anything else today, learn this. And this is also one of the things I say in my class almost always. Observe that is written apart in anam. Okay? There's no other way to write it. Enweghị ụzọ ọzọ ị ga-eji ede ya. Ya dị mma. There's no other way. Observe that this word, ana, is written together with na. Ana, is written together with na. There's no other way to write it. In this class, ana m agwa unu ọtụtụ mgbe m na-ahụ ihe ụfọdụ ndị mmadụ na-ede. I do run into what people who claim to be teaching Igbo language on social media write. Some of you follow those people, and I do not want to discourage you from doing that. A good number of Igbo people who teach online, they are good at the content they are teaching, but the problem that I have seen across many of them is the problem of writing Igbo correctly. And this is one of the structures that gives all of them a challenge to write. They do not know when A is supposed to be written together. Yanwa bụ otu n'ime ihe kpatara njibido nkuzi m na-akụzi. N'ihi na ụfọdụ ndị nkuzi n'ebe a ga-agba ama. Those who are teaching Igbo language, it is also one problem I found amongst them, even those that are not teaching online. I have taken it as a point of duty to comment on such platforms, to tell them, to encourage them to say, what you are teaching is beautiful and nice, but odimpa. It is important for you to know that teaching Igbo includes teaching correctly how to write it. Enwe ndị nke nọ, na Facebook, enwe ndị nọ na YouTube, then ọtụtụ nọ na TikTok, who are teaching phrases and clauses in Igbo. But the major challenge, the major problem a good number of them have is how to write this correctly. Anam aga ahịa. In this sentence, is the one written apart. And why? Who knows why we must write apart? What is the function of Why must we write it apart? Kedu ihe mee anyị ji edesa anyị edekọta ya ọnụ? Kedu ihe mere? Kedu ndị bịara akwụkwọ? What is one reason that we must write apart? Jay, how are you? It's good to see you in the class. Maka na ọ bụ nnọchiaha. Maka na ọ bụ nnọchiaha. What is one reason that we write apart? It's possessive pronoun, because we know who we are talking about by joining a to na. Right, okay. The answers that are correct there is, it is a pronoun. Ọ bụ nnọchiaha. It is a pronoun. Chizi, ị nwetara ya. It is a pronoun. It is not possessive, but it is a pronoun. At that place, you saw it is not possessing anything. Ọ bụ nnọchiaha, a pronoun. The reason is because the person we are talking about is Obi that is talking. And mkpụrụ okwu na-anọchite Obi n'ahịrịokwu a bụ the word that is representing Obi in this sentence is And for those of you that are not very conversant with Igbo, is not a letter. Neither is it a sound in this sentence. It is a word. Right. Ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-esonye anyị. Yeah, that's the one that is possessive, Chizi. Those that are joining us while I was talking, you're welcome. We appreciate your presence here. Ị bụrụ nwa afọ Igbo, biko mee ka anyị mara aha Igbo gị o. And those of you, Coco Chic and Only O, I see you all. You're joining. You're welcome. This is Igbo Literacy Project, where we learn to speak and write. And the class is brought to you by Omenka app. So if you're here for the first time, while you are in the class, download Omenka app. It will help you to augment what we're doing here. This class is brought to you. Yeah, I know you are new here, Coco Chic. Igbo nwa Igbo, are you Igbo? If you are, let's know your Igbo name. You're welcome. And let's all welcome Coco Chic and those that are joining. So please download the Omenka app and then go to the word section. It will help you to learn more. We're here every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Since you are following us, you would, I believe, get a hint when we go live. Please do one thing for us. Keep tapping on the screen to improve the algorithm. And if you know anybody that should benefit from this class, share the live with them. Thank you, Coco Chic. Thank you for the heart. If you have gift to give, please do not hesitate. All we are looking at is to reach out to as many more Igbo people, young people who are losing the cultural connection, who are losing the identity connection with their Igbo, their Igbo tribe, their Igbo ethnic group, because they do not know the language. Ọtụtụ n'ime unu bụ ndị na-asụ anwana gona. And this is an opportunity to learn your language. Now that you are an adult, you can no longer acquire. You are only learning Igbo language as a second language. It is an effort you must put. And if there's anything you can do, appreciate the platform that is being provided for you to have this connection. We do other things every day. We go to work, we go to church, we go to other communities. We don't always find ourselves in a classroom where we learn our language. It is something that comes once in a while, One of the reasons is because you are being here, it's not bringing money to you. Neither is it bringing to me. You are here because of your commitment. And the time you spend here, you should have spent doing other things that may bring money to you, but you chose to be here. Value that time. And that's what we're saying. This class is meant for young Igbo people growing up overseas and outside Igbo land. Please improve the quality of our class by sharing with your community, and also improving by tapping on the screen for us when you join. Ndewo mmadụ niile. All right, ọ dị ka asụọla m ọtụtụ bekee ka anyị laghachi n'Igbo. Ndewo. Right. Now, dịka anyị na-ekwu na nke mbụ, the first one shows us where is written here. Now, in the second one, there is some movement of some words, whereby now comes to be at the beginning of the sentence. At the beginning of the sentence. And that introduces us to the hyphen that we see here that comes in between na and aga. I know we have explained this so much in the class. Thank you, Kene Ndewo. Thank you so much. You have made your presence so useful within the time that you are here, you came here. So we hope to see you by next week. Okay? Blessings. All right. So let us see why the movement. Okay. Now, Obi can choose to say ana m aga ahịa. Obi can choose to say na-aga ahịa. Both of them, they are both correct in Igbo language. Okay. Is a function of choice of structure. But whenever you make that choice of whatever structure you want to use, the correctness of that structure follows. You have to be sure that it is correct. Boss lady, how are you? Ndewo. Good. All right. Why do we have a hyphen in between na and aga? This is something we have learned, and I want someone to remind us of it. Why do we bring hyphen to demarcate na and aga here while we do not have it in the first sentence? Gịnị mere anyị ji weta hyphen, and hyphen bụ nke a na-akpọ akara uhie. Akara uhie. Hyphen. Right, so why do we have the hyphen? To show they are verbs. To show they are verbs. Okay, cheesy. Any other idea? Any other way to say it? Igosi na ha bụ ngwa. To show they are verbs. Ndị nọ na TikTok, kedu ihe mere anyị ji nwee hyphen akara uhie n'etiti na aga? Why do we have hyphen there? Nobody is getting it on TikTok. Nyemaka, that should be nyemaka maọbụ enyemaka ngwa. All right. Both answers are correct. Chizi said that to show they are verb, and Usekufu says nyemaka ngwa. It does not really indicate action, Chizi, even though, yeah, it's showing that they are verb, but that's not the reason for the hyphen. All right. Nasusibo. This is one of the instances of arbitrariness. Every language has a huge portion of arbitrariness going on. Okay, Igbo language has a lot of arbitrariness. It is auxiliary verb. Yes, that is in Yamaka Ngwa. Ihe a bụ otu n'ime ihe na-eme n'asụsụ Igbo nke anyị enweghị ike ịgbanwe. We cannot change it. Just like I talked about being written apart. You must write it apart. There's no other way to represent it. In Igbo language, whenever we are representing a verb in the present, there are two things that must occur. There has to be a na. Na. The na is coming there to help out the verb, complete the sense. You see? The verb in the sentence is aga, which is derived from ga, which is go. Okay? Because the sentence, ihe obi na-agwa anyị bụ ihe obi na-eme ugbu a. What Obi is telling us is what Obi is doing now. The language introduces na in front of the verb, the action word. And for that process to be complete, the language introduces a hyphen. Akaru ihe. Iji mee ka na yana aga to help them work together, because both of them have become the verbal phrase. The verbal phrase. Verbal components. Verbal components. And because it is in the present tense, that is the only way you can represent it. Unu kotukwara m n'aka biko nunu. Chizi. Unu kọrọ m aka. Is there any question, any confusion in this explanation? Onwere onye nwere ihe mgbagwoju anya, ihe ọ na-aghọtaghị? Ndewo, Chizi. Na nkọwa mmere. Thank you, Beatrice. Is there any, like especially the two? And I want this to sink into our ears. This is a subject matter I can teach 10 times over in a day to ensure that it is gotten. Thank you, Usekwu Foods. Enwere onye nwere mgbagwoju anya? Anyhow. You want me to say it again, like you want me to repeat it, because I do not want, call me Ace. Ndewo. Gịnị bụ aha Igbo gị? Beautiful. Thanks for making this your new home. Call me Ace, but you came late. You came about an hour late, okay? But all the same, you're welcome. Chinecherem. Ndewo. Ndewo. Right. Kedu onye na-aghọtachaghị ya, who did not understand it in full? Because what I'm saying is that I do not want us to leave this class and still see any one of you that came to this class today being confused on how to write this or this. That is my own. Thank you for the rose, okay? And that's why I want to make sure that we all got this. Again, the position of in this first sentence is because the is a pronoun, right? Obo nochaha. Na Igbo, anede nochaha iche. Thank you for the dolphin. Thank you, Sekufus. You cannot write. Thanks for the big heart. Thank you. You cannot write the name of a person together with another word, right? You can't. Oh, thank you. Agaghị m ede cheesy. Dekọta ya na ngwa ọnụ cheesy. Obi agaghị adịghị ụtọ if I do that, right? Because it will mumble your name. Nobody's name is written together with another word. Thanks for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gifts. All of you that are extending gifts of love and appreciation and encouragement to this class. It is so much appreciated. Christian Odime Ndewo. Ndewo. Yeah, great. So that is one of the least we can do in encouraging this class to go on. That's a beautiful cake. Ndị niile zatara ajụjụ na class taa, emechaa unu chere mụ na unu ga-eso ata keeki a. O daalụnụ. Aha. Biko ka anyị kọrọ n'usekwu foods aka for giving those wonderful gifts, and let's encourage them. Right. So we cannot write it any other way, right? That's what we have established. Okay. Now we have as well established that when we are writing in the present tense, the verb assumes a position that makes it to bring in na. And when na comes in, hyphen will come in. Like, I wish there was a way I would break everybody's head in the way that I will put this in you, that you will never ever forget it. Not to break your head, to injure you. I'm sorry for the use of that word. I wish I was there, I could like insert it in all of our head so that it will stick. Why do I say that? This is one of the foundations of wrongly reading Igbo that we see anywhere online, including those that are speaking and teaching the language. Not knowing when to introduce a hyphen, not knowing when to write separately. Okay, we are going to go over to another type of sentence, all from the mouth of Obi. Remember, I know Obi na nna ya na ebe ata kwa ya. We are here today with Obi and his father, right? Good. Please ask me any question if you get confused or a question that is bothering you. Right. Now we have seen this. We don't have any problem here, and I don't want to go deep into explaining this and this again. A plus ga. We have done that for a while. I may come back to it, after a while as well. Okay. Okay. Kedu maka mgbe Obi ugbu a anyị ahụla na Obi na-aga ahịa dịka ọ gwara anyị, right? It is something Obi is doing now. Kedụkwanụ maka mgbe Obi gacharala ahịa lọta? Na Obi na-agwazi anyị ihe o merela. Ọ naghịzi eme ya ugbu a. Obi ga-asị, Obi, a gara m ahịa. M gara ahịa. Okay. Ahịrịokwu nke mbụ si, a gara m ahịa. A gara m ahịa. Mmadụ niile ka anyị kwuo ya. Agara m ahịa. Kimba Ola, how are you? Agara m ahịa. Again, agara m ahịa. The second one says, gara ahịa. Can we all say it? Gara ahịa. Again, gara ahịa. Good. In the first one, we also seen the pronoun nochaha, which is representing Obi, right? Is representing the noun, the name of a person. the person that did the action, right? We also see it here is the same that is here, which decided to come at the beginning of the sentence. It is all a matter of choice of structure, right? Jason King, Buka, I welcome you all. Kimba, Ndewono, Dalono, all. You're welcome to Igbo Literacy Project class, brought to you by Omenka App LLC. Right, we're here every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Nigerian time. You're welcome. Right, okay. Gara ahịa, right? Garam ahịa. Chinwe, ndewo. Daalụ o. Ndewo. All right. I also want you to observe leba anya na etu m si dee agara. Agara. I did not write apart like this. Ụmụafọ Igbo, you cannot write apart in a sentence structure like this. You can't. Ị gaghị ede iche, ị gaghị edesa ya edesa. Otu mkpụrụ okwu ị ga-edesa, ị ga-ede iche bụ ọ bụghị a, in a construction like this. Okay? Gina, Kedo, good to have you in the class. Onye ọbụla dọrọ aka na ntị ya. We have come to that time when parents now want to make sure that the child understands, or teacher wants to ensure that the students heard everything. Dọrọ aka gị na ntị, hold your ear. You cannot write apart in that sentence. Okay? I went to the market. Is that wrong? I went to the market. It's right now. Beaches Nechi kedo. Right. You cannot write apart. Can you say it, everybody? Say, I cannot write apart from gara. I cannot write separate from gara in this sentence. You must write it the same, together. And you cannot write together with agaram. You cannot write together with agara. You must write it apart. Okay, right. So whether is here or here, they are the same. They are one and the same guy. They only made a move which is allowed. That move they made is allowed. Chinwende, oh, thanks for the heart. So they made a move, and that move is allowed, right? And that is why we are seeing this happening. Okay, Ubua. Enwere ebe anyị hụrụ akara uhie? Mba. Did we see any hyphen? No. Kedu ihe mere anyị enweghị akara uhie? Okay, Beatrice. Okay, Chizzy has also reported this. I am not sure why what people are writing is translating into English. Has it been happening this way before? I don't know why YouTube is translating your stuff into English. And I'm trying to check all the pins that I should look at to change. No. All right, maybe. Yeah. So it's something that should come from your end, but I don't know why it is coming from my end. It's saying it's auto-correcting what you're writing, but I'm not seeing anything here. All right. Okay. The problem I'm having with that is that it makes me not to answer your question correctly, because if you write something in Igbo and Mahiana English, I do not know whether you write it correctly or not. All right. Okay. In what we wrote here, there's no hyphen. The reason is because Obi is telling us what he has done. Kebona, Obi agachala here we lota, right? He has gone to the market. He has come back. Simple, right? Okay. Because it is not future tense and because it's not present tense, ego for life, we have just dealt with the present tense before you came. All right. Now, what I have made us understand is that you cannot write a like this in a sentence like this, okay? You have to write them together. All right. Let's go back and see Obi. Obi is the one still talking, okay? Obi. Okay. Ọ bụrụ na ile anya ebe a, ị ga-ahụ na nke mbụ, aga m aga ahịa taa. Aga m aga ahịa taa. Na nke abụọ, m ga-aga ahịa taa. M ga-aga ahịa taa. Ihe ọ na-egosizi anyị bụ na Obi na-agwa anyị ihe ọ ga-eme mana o mebeghị ya. Obi is telling us what he plans to do but has not done it. That means whatever Obi is sharing with us is in the future, even though he will do it today, right? And now look at the construction. Similar with how it is in the present. The only difference is the use of ga in place of the use of na. Oh, thank you, Ego for life. Agam aga ahịa taa. Ndewo. Right. Agam aga ahịa taa. Ihe dị iche na mgbe ọ bụ ihe Obi na-eme ugbu a, dịka anyị hụrụ Obi na-aga ahịa ugbu a, na ihe ọ ga-eme, ihe ọ na-akwado ime n'ọbịanihu. Ihe dị iche na ha abụọ bụ ga. You can see ga came to replace na. Okay? Ndewo Tosmando Moses. Ndewo, you're welcome. Ị bịara n'azụ oge. You came late. Right. Ihe dị iche, ọzọkwa, ihe dị iche na mgbe ọ bụ ihe Obi na-eme ugbu a, when it is what Obi is doing now, na mgbe ọ bụ ihe Obi na-eme n'ọbịanihu, when it is what Obi plans to do in the future, the difference is the use of ga in place of na. Okay?
So, ndị na-amụ Igbo, those who are learning how to speak Igbo, when you want to say now, when you are speaking about what you are doing now, it is na, anam, nna. As opposed to when you are saying what you want to do in the next hour, agam, nga. Both of them are correct. So, start to use this expression, agam, as opposed to anam. Mobo anam, as opposed to agam. Okay? But knowing how it is written correctly in a text helps you to understand more when you are using these sentences or these constructions. Imara ka esi ede ya, as you are seeing how it's written here, you memorize it. Ọ ga-enyere gị aka mgbe ị na-amụ ka esi ekwu ya, you know which one is correct. Now, I want you also to observe how aga is written together. Well, Tosmando Igbo has a formula. Ndewo Chiamaka Kedo. It is a hasty generalization to say Igbo is difficult to write or hard to write. If you are able to understand the formula, what I'm teaching in my class is a formula. If you grab the formula, you are good. Ndewo Nkechi, thanks for learning. Please tap on the screen if you are on TikTok. Share this live for us. If you have gifts, go ahead. Make it interactive. That is what promotes this class. So that today that you joined us, more people will see us. Ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ ga na-ahụ anyị, ndị na-edere ihe anyị na-akụzi. Okay? Right. So I was just saying, do not believe in your head that it's difficult to write. If you are able to understand the formula I'm teaching, it will no longer be difficult for you, to write. That is why we are concentrating all the energy in teaching this. Okay? All right. And again, coming to class early will help you. Like we've gone almost 1 hour, 30 minutes into our class. And it's important to be here early. It will really, really be of great help to you. Right. So note that we cannot write this apart. And when you hear this word, I'm saying this for everybody, especially those who know how to speak, but writing is a difficult thing. Okay? It's all right. Moses. There's no reason. And when you hear the first word, aga, in a sentence like this. The reason is because Obi is the one talking. Unu chetara na mgbe anyị bidoro na Obi, I said Obi na board, right? Obi nwoke ọma. I wee kwuo na ihe niile anyị gaji ịmụta bụ ihe si n'ọnụ Obi wee pụta. So we are listening to a direct speech from the speaker, the person that we are talking about, that should be the one doing the action. Obi is the one talking. So because Obi is the one talking, his pronoun is involved. Nọchie haya so na ahịrịokwu anyị na-eme. His pronoun is what? The word. It is a word. It's not just a letter. It's not just a sound. It is a pronoun representing Obi. And because it is involved, nobody can separate aga. Because a naga will be together for the to be written apart. If you have a challenge understanding this, please let me know. Okay? Okay. The same thing here now is what we saw when it was a present, right? When it was a present, we saw na here coming in front of the aga verb, but having a hyphen. Adannaya kedu, you're welcome. Anyị hụrụ akara uhie ka ọ nọ n'etiti ga ya na aga, nke gosiri na ha abụọ na-arụkọ ọrụ dịka ngwa, nkebiokwu nke ngwa. That is the clause, the verbal phrase. Verbal phrase. Okay? There has to be a hyphen. You cannot write it without a hyphen. If you write it without a hyphen, it's wrong. It doesn't matter whether you know how to speak it. So long as you want to write it down, the hyphen has to come in. Odozi Akuroz, ndewo. All right. Agam. Agam. I will. The auxiliary. Enwere onye nwere ajụjụ. Agam. Nga. I will. So, ọ bụgoro na Obi ga-aga ahịa echi, it's the same thing. Ọ bụrụ na Obi ga-aga ahịa n'ọnwa na-abịa abịa, it's the same thing. Na ọ ga-aga ahịa n'afọ na-abịa abịa, otu ihe ahụ ka ọ ga-abụ. Right? Good. Ihe a bụ Obi. Obi na-agwa anyị okwu. Ya ka anyị na-ahụ kamgbe. Ọkwa ya? Ndewo nne m. All right. Ugbu a, ka anyị kpọbata nna Obi. Nna Obi. Ọ bụrụ na anyị kpọbata nna Obi, kedu onye anyị na-anụzi n'ọnụ ya? Anyị ga na-anụzi n'ọnụ nna Obi dịka onye gịnị? Onye abụọ. Onye abụọ. We will be hearing from Obi's father as a second person. A second person speaker. Okay? And etu ọ ga-esi ekwu okwu dị iche ka Obi ga-esi ekwuru anyị okwu. N'ime okwu a, ụzọ anyị nwere ike iji kewaa etu nna Obi ga-esi agwa anyị okwu na etu anyị nwa bụ ndị asịrị ga-eji ekwu ya bụ anyị tinye nna Obi okwu n'ọnụ wee hụ ya ka ọ na-agwa ya Obi. One way Obi's father would speak different from Obi and different from us who are the observers or third persons will be we putting the words in the mouth of Obi's father. So in this case, he will also be speaking as a first person, but referring to Obi, who is supposed to be the first person now, referring to him as the second person. And let us see what I mean. Now Obi, and he's speaking to Obi. 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 I ga-aga ahịa. Obi gaa ahịa. And I will represent both of them. Obi You will go to the market. Obi go to the market. All right. Obi, ị ga-aga ahịa. Obi, ga ahịa. This is the only way Obi's father will be speaking to Obi and putting Obi now in the position of the second person, even though Obi is supposed to be our first person. Now, Obi's father, by speaking this way, while we are there watching or listening, has to be the first person to us. And now let's look at it. Obi, ị ga-aga ahịa. Obi, gaa ahịa. N'ahịrịokwu nke mbụ, Obi, you will go to the market. It is more of a sentence than a command. It is more of a suggestion than a command, even though both of them can be commands, but one is softer than the other. Nke mbụ, n'ahịrị nke mbụ, Obi na nna ya na-agwa ya okwu, mana ọ naghị etinye ya iwu. Mana nke abụọ, nna Obi na-agwa ya okwu, na-etinye ya iwu. A command. Obi, ị ga-aga ahịa taa. Ọ pụtara na Obi agabeghị ahịa ahụ. Ka anyị hụ ka esi dee ya. Ị comes in. Second person pronoun. You see what I'm saying? Now, Obi, the father puts Obi as a second person. That's why we are seeing Obi now as a second person. Because pronoun, nnọchi aha n'ebe a bụ nnọchi aha onye abụọ. Nnọchi aha onye abụọ. Nke bụ na onye mbụ na-ekwu okwu bụzi onye mbụ, which is Obi's father. Putting Obi in that position of onye abụọ. Ị edere ya ka ọ nọrọ onwe ya, right? Gịnị ọzọ ka anyị na-ahụ ebe a? Ga-aga. Hyphen. Ga-aga. Anyị ewebatakwala akara uhie iji kọwaa na ihe a bụ ngwa. Iji kọwaa na ọ bụ gịnị ngwa. Right. Ndewo mmadụ niile na-esonye anyị kemgbe nkeji ole na ole. Daalụnụ. Ana m anabata unu. Ndị na-abata na TikTok. You're welcome. Though a little late, but Igbo si rịara aka njọ. Rịarịa aka njọ. You know, better late than never. So, you're welcome. Okay. Obi, gaa ahịa. Now, the second is more of nna Obi, inye ya iwu. Obi, ọkwa ichetara ahịa m sị na ị ga-aga mgbe oge erule ịga ya. It is a command. It is an expression of authority from the father of Obi, asking him to take action, to do something that he was asked to do. Right. Anyị enwechaghị ọtụtụ nsogbu ịhụ maọbụ ịmata ka esi ede ya, right? We don't have so much problem. I believe ọ gaghị enye mmadụ ọtụtụ nsogbu ịghọta, right? I believe. Even though I know some people still have problem representing the pronoun separately. That is what we're looking at. Okay? Right. Now, let us see another expression. Obi, nna Obi now. Obi agaghị Obi agaghị ahịa. All right. Nna Obi na-agwazi anyị ihe Obi emeghị. Look at that again. Obi agaghị ahịa. Just like I've been saying, observe that there is a use of a here, a, which is written together with the verb. And we are introducing our ye, the negation marker in Igbo. Gịnị ka ọ pụtara? Nsogbu adị, nne. Okay. Achọrọ m ka ịhụ etu anyị si dee a nọ na ngwa n'ebe a dekọta ya ọnụ. Everybody, I do not want to confuse us. Everything I'm teaching today is something that is homogeneous. I have not shown us where the R is supposed to be written apart. I am only talking about the R being written together with a verb. Nke a bụ ọmụmaatụ ọzọ. Ọkwa ya? Obi agaghị ahịa. Today, at this moment, Obi's father is reporting to us. Ọkwụnụ m Obi anyị na-ekwu okwu ya na ọ bụ onye na-aga ahịa mgbe niile. Ọ gaghị ahịa taa. Ọ gaghị. Obi agaghị ahịa. N'ihi na nna Obi bụ onye na-ekwu and he's talking to us and he brings in Obi in the sentence. There's no way you will write the a apart again. Enweghị ihe mere ka idesa a na ngwa ya na ya so. You cannot. That is the order of the sentence of the language. Kedu ndị na-aghọta ihe anyị na-ekwu? Achọrọ m ka unu welie aka elu. YouTube, TikTok. You are following. Please let me see your thumbs up. You are following. I see a lot of you that are tapping on the screen. Thank you. Those that are interacting, actively interacting. Kedu ndị na-aghọta ihe anyị na-ekwu? How do you spell the word that means did not? Did not go to. Thank you, AD. AD, I've not seen you here today. How are you, AD? Yes, I want to see your thumbs up. Agaghị. A-G-I-E. Taa ka anyị si asụpe ya abebe. Agaghị. A-G-A-G-E. Ndewo. Odoziakụ Ụzọalọ. Kedu ndị na-aghọta ihe anyị na-ekwu? I want to see your thumbs up. Agaghị. Sekwufos. Ihe idere. Adịkwa ka phone deziri gị ya. Thumbs up. Chinwe. Okay. Who are those that understand what we are saying? I want to see thumbs up if you understood the concept I am explaining. Yep. I've seen a few thumbs up. If you do not understand, thumbs down. If you know you inaharota, thumbs down. But if you understand, please put your thumbs up for me. Put the thumbs up. Put the thumbs up. All right. Okay. Because I want to make sure that Everyone that touches ground in the class today, you are going home with something. And as we are beginning to come towards the end of today's class, it's important for me to know, kedu ihe m kụziri taa? What did I impact? And on whom? What was I able to impact? And who was the person, or who were the people that really learned this or that? Amara m na ọtụtụ n'ime unu, when I speak Igbo, you are trying to grapple with that. But you find out that because of that, I'm speaking using English to explain the Igbo construction that I'm giving, right? So it is important that you are following. Right. Okay. Obi agaghị ahịa. And why I'm laying the emphasis is because, like I said, there are lots and lots of instances where people mess this kind of construction up by writing this apart. So I'm not going to write it apart because that's not what I'm doing today. Obi agaghị ahịa. And it has to be written that way. Okay. All right. That means Obi did not go to the market. Ka anyị hụ another example. Remember, from Obi agaghị ahịa, we can also have Obi agabeghị ahịa, okay? Anyị nwere ike isi Obi agabeghị ahịa, okay? Ihe ọzọ anyị nwere ike ịhụ bụ Obi agaala ahịa. Obi has gone to the market. Agala ahịa. Agala ahịa. Obi agala ahịa. Obi agala ahịa. Whichever tone you apply is the same. Your tone might be influenced by your dialect as well, but it's all the same. Okay. Nke a bụ n'ọnọdụ na mmadụ, enyi Obi chọtara Obi, Uchenna achọta Obi. Nna Obi wee gwa Uchenna sị, Obi anọghịkwa ya. Ọ gara ebe? Ọ gaala ahịa. Obi agaala ahịa. Okay? Enyi nwoke Obi bụ Uchenna, wee chọta ya. Nna Obi ka ọ hụrụ n'ụlọ. O wee kedụkwa n'Obi? Obi anọkwaghị ya. Ebekwanụ ka ọ gara? Ọ gaala ahịa. Obi agaala ahịa. Obi has gone to the market. Okay. Watch it. Lee ka esi dee ya. Ihe nke a pụtara bụ na anyị dekọtara a na ga ọnụ. We now introduce ala, which is the past participle marker. The already done marker. Ala, ala, omela, okwuola, jela, okola. When something is done, already done, when something is finished, done, like Obi has gone to the market, he has gone. Ọ bụ eziokwu na ọ lọtabeghị. We say it this way in Igbo. When we say it this way, we also write it this way. A together. Ụmụafọ Igbo nọ ebe a, bikonu. Unu mụchaa ihe nke taa. Ka m hapụ ịhụ onye ga-ede ụdị ihe dị otu a, ya desa a ọnụ. Ya desa a. Ị ga-edekọta ya na ngwa. That is a rule, the formula. That is a rule of the language. Okay? Obi has gone to the market. Obi agala, agala, agala. agala, whichever one, like I said. Ahịa. Right. Any question on that? Remember, what we're looking at is making sure that when it is this kind of construction, observing that we are writing a together with a verb, a together with a verb, a together with a verb. Okay? All right. Anyị ahụla Obi agaghị ahịa. Nke anyị sị anyị nwekwara ike ide Obi agabeghị ahịa. Okay? Nke a bụ Nna Obi. These are different ways Nna Obi can talk to Obi while we were there. Okay? Like informing us or making us to follow, carrying us along in his conversation with Obi. Now, nke mbụ bụ mgbe anyị hụrụ ebe ọ na-agwa Obi ka ọ gaa ahịa, right? We were there. Mana nke ugbu a, nke abụọ ka anyị hụkwara ebe ọ na-akọwa na Obi agaghị ahịa ahụ ọ na-ekwu maka ya. But ugbu a, anyị hụziri ya ka ọ na-akọwara mmadụ, Uchenna, na Obi agaala ahịa n'ihi na Uchenna chọtara Obi, ọ hụghị ya, right? Kedu ebe Obi gara? Ọ gaala ahịa. That is already done. Okay. Nna Obi ka na-ekwu. Ọ na-agwazi Obi ọzọkwa. Obi ugbu a na nke anyị ga-ahụ. Anyị ga-ahụzi Obi ị gaghị ahịa. Obi, you did not go to the market. Obi, ị gara aga ahịa. Obi, you would have gone to the market. Okay. In these two instances, n'ọnọdụ abụọ ndị a, Nna Obi ka anyị na-ahụ. Nna Obi ka anyị na-ahụ. Ọ na-ekwuru Obi, right? Nke mbụ, Obi, ị gaghị ahịa. You did not go to the market. Ị separate. And then I hụrụ our negation marker. We activated that. Obi, ị gara. Ị gara. Ị gara. In some dialects, mostly Anambra, it could be Obi, ị ka aga. Ị ka. Now, whether you use ị ka aga, maọbụ ị gara aga, this is how it is written with the second person pronoun separate. No introduction of the hyphen. Ị gara aga ahịa. You would have gone to the market. Right. General question. Jụọ m ajụjụ ọbụla based on what you learned today or what is bothering you in Igbo generally, and we will close with that because we have spent 2 hours being in this class. Ugbu a, aga m eji nkeji ole wee nabata ajụjụ gị. This is Igbo Literacy Project class brought to you by Omenka App LLC. In Omenka App, we are about the preservation of Igbo language. So, ọ bụrụ na ị bụ nwa afọ Igbo, ị na-eto na mba, ị na-eto n'ala bekee n'ofesi, you are trying to connect with your culture, with your identity, cultural identity, but you do not know much of the language. there's a class for you. We're doing this to educate young Igbo people who are born outside of Igbo land, who are growing up with little or no knowledge of Igbo language. And we're doing this because they have been saying Igbo language will die, Igbo language will die, Igbo language will go extinct. Oka will say you are a businessman. Okay, unfortunately, that's the way YouTube translated it. Oka will say, oh, Iyavu Eje Ahia. Okay, when I put my cursor here, it will change it to Igbo. I don't know why this is happening. Iyavu Eje Ahia. Okay. That's Oka, right? Iyavu Eje Ahia. Igara Aga Ahia. All right. Oh, now that I know how you can change that. All right. Okay. So, we do this every Monday at 1 p.m. and we're here 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. In addition to what you are learning or expected to learn here, we have Omenka app at your disposal. If you are here, you don't have the app, please download the app. And I want to appreciate all that have been tapping on the screen for us today. You did a great job. Can we get to 1,000? Can we get to 100,000 likes before I close today's class? If you were not tapping before, please join those that are tapping. We are on 97,000. Can we go ahead and take it to 100,000? And that is a huge plus to today's class. For the past 2 weeks, over 1,000 viewers and attendees have been in this class. And I do not expect for us to have lesser number of people going forward. The reason is because there are so many more young Igbo people who are looking for a class like this to plug in. And this is a platform we have provided. We are available on YouTube and on TikTok. The TikTok accommodates more people than the YouTube every week. Yes. And I would like for us to continue to promote the class. The more we do, the more Igbo people and non-Igbo that are affiliated with Igbo will see this class on TikTok and on YouTube too. Thank you for sharing. Jaja, thank you so much. And I want to use this opportunity to recognize so many of you that have been attending every week. The people like Jaja and Cheesy on YouTube. I want to thank you for making it a point of duty to be here and encouraging the efforts you are putting here. It is not easy. I want to appreciate those that joined us last week that are here today. Abebe, Nechi, so many of you that I can't remember. Anyị. And also want to appreciate so many of you that stay put. It is one thing to come into the class, but another thing to stay. Okay? Those that work with me directly and indirectly, Sekufus, Sally, Beatrice, all of you, Kingsley, I saw briefly. I want to appreciate you. The effort is so great, enormous. But sincerely, I wish we had more people who are teaching the right content, on social media. And I wish we had more people who are more knowledgeable in this aspect of Igbo language. knowing how to write correctly, it would have been much easier for those learning Igbo. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Ana m ekele unu niile. We clocked 100,000 likes today because of your efforts. For the past 2 weeks, we clocked 1,000 viewers on TikTok, also because of your efforts. We are making sure that every week more people will know that we're here. Ndewo Jaja. I greet you all, appreciate you. So ya dịrị unu na mma ụmụafọ Igbo ebe ọbụla unu nọ. N'izu na-abịa abịa bụ Easter Monday. Anyị ga-anọkwa ebe a. Anyị ga-eme I'm really trying to see. Let me ask you this question. Do you all want me to host a class where I would open up the platform on TikTok for people to join and speak? And I would want us to have that opportunity. If you want that, I would like to have your thumbs up. Maybe that's what, if that's fine, maybe we'll make our Easter Monday class that. But if you don't want it, what we're going to be doing is I will give people opportunity. I'm seeing thumbs up already. And I will open up so that you can request to join and express yourselves. And then I will also have my board. So, and whatever you have to ask us a question, we will talk about that. I'm seeing only 2 thumbs up. Do you all want for us to have a class where people will request to join and have some interactions and possibly speak? Whether you speak in Igbo or English will not be a problem, and we would make it that way. All right, I'm seeing more thumbs up. There were AD Chayoma. Taylor made champ. Oh, okay. Yeah, Taylor made champ. If this is your first time, please follow us. We meet here every Monday, 1 p.m. So I'm saying that next week's class, which is Easter Monday, I was asking if you all want for us to have it more interactive. I will open up a conversation for people who request to join. Big Mayor, Kirebi Nokambe, you're coming now, Big Mayor. You came late. We are rounding up. But anyway, you're welcome. It's good to see you. Yeah, so that will be the next week. Ndewo, Tela Mecham, Ndewo. We may want to have an open floor. I will create about 8 openings, maybe, or 4. I will have 4 or 8 people at the same time, and they will possibly talk on a topic that we're looking at pertaining the Igbo grammar. And here I get focus, here I get the aspects of Igbo grammar that are more difficult, that pose a challenge to you, whether it's in relation to what we have already learned or an aspect that we have not really touched. Ndewo, Big Mayor. Ndewo. So that's what we'll focus on. I think Beatrice supports that as well. So those on YouTube, that's a little bit tricky. We'll find out from Theophilus if we can have the 2 platforms, getting people to join on YouTube and on TikTok at the same time. I think it's possible since we're having 2 screens, not going through a third party. We'll see how that goes. All right. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I appreciate you. God bless you. And thank you for taking us to not just 100,000 likes, but 107,000 likes, which is a huge one, a huge leap to from where we've been coming. AD, amaghị m aha Igbo gị ọ ga-adị mma ka ime ka mara aha Igbo gị so that I recognize my audience. When you come the next week, I will recognize you, especially. Oh, Adanne Dalu. Okay. I hụrụ ka Adanne ji wụrụ AD ugbu a. Nsogbu adị.
All right. Appreciate you all. God bless you. See you on Easter Monday, which is going to be next week. Beatrice, nwa mama. Beatrice, nwa m hụrụ n'anya, and Chizzy, onye na-eme m obiọma na class. Ndewonu. Daalụnụ. Next week. See ya all.